Hello, my topic is fast and automatic classification of corals for underwater images. I have included three parts in this presentation. The first one is background and task introduction. Second one is the first pre-processing step, image segmentation, and the second one is the classification. So I will talk about the why we need to do the image image segmentation and classification automatically, because expert uses the digital still image for quantitative analysis of habitats. And like this is a different kind of images, but it is very time consuming for an expert to do all the classification one by one. This is the image processing pipeline of my work. It is consisted of four parts. The first one is data collection, which collected the image as the binary files and then do the image processing. This one is to cluster the pixels which have the same features such as texture and color, and we call it segmentation. And then based on every segmented patches, we will extract features from it. And then in the final step, we do the object classification. So first, I will introduce the image segmentation. Here we use image segmentation is the very first step for object classification. There are a lot of methods based on different features to do segmentation, for example, texture, color, shape. In our paper, we will adopt the color texture feature. The basic idea is treat the color as a kind of texture. It separates the segmentation process into two stages: color quantization and spatial segmentation. And in the final step, we will do the region growing. In the first stage, color in image are quantized to differentiate regions in the image. And then in the second step, the image pixels are replaced by either the color can be viewed as a special kind of texture compensation. So we use this J-image as a criteria for good segmentation. In the J-image, high and low value corresponding to possible boundaries and interiors of the color text region. Use this criteria, the image is segmented. The architecture is like this. From this image, we can see there are three pictures, and in the middle one, the three colors is kind of uniformly distributed. So it is one object. There's no need to do segmentation. But for the first one, we can see that the center of this patch and the center of different colors is far away. So we need to segment it into three parts. And then the final step is seed growing. We have to pick the pixels with local G values less than a threshold and use them as the candidate seed point. Connected them based on the full connectivity and obtain the candidate seed area. If the candidate seed area has a size larger than the minimum size listed in table 1 at the corresponding scale, it is determined to be a seed. And then we do the seed growing. So this is the result of our segmentation. We show someone. And then we compare our method with others, such as the famous graph cut method. We can see that in the right down corner is the result of this method. We can see that it cannot segment the coral correctly because the purpose of this method is to do the background and foreground segmentation, so it can only separate this image into two parts. And then we do the coral classification based on the LBP method. So this is the basic idea of LBP. LBP is short for local binary pattern. It is a powerful measures of texture. In its simplest form, the procedure for it is divide the examined window into cells. We can see that for this one, this is a 3 by 3 cell. And then for each pixel in the cell, compare the pixel to each of its neighbors on its maybe left top, left middle, left bottom, right top, and so on. Follow the pixel along a circle clockwise or counterclockwise. Where the center pixel's value is greater than the neighbor's value, write 0. If it is smaller than the neighbor's value, write 1. This gives an 8-digit binary number. And after this, we compute the histogram over the cell of the frequency of each number occurring. This histogram can be seen as a feature vector. And there are two improvements of it. The first one is, in order to achieve the rotation invariance, we have to assign a single unique identifier to each rotation invariant LBP. The second one is reduce the number of pattern numbers. This idea is motivated by the fact that some binary patterns occur more commonly in texture image than others. A local binary pattern is called uniform if the binary pattern contains at most 2, 0, 1 or 1, 0 transitions. For example, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0 is a uniform pattern, but 01, 01, 01, 01 is not. So in the computation of the LBP histogram, the histogram has a separate bin for every uniform pattern, and all non-uniform patterns are assigned to a single bin. Use the uniform pattern, the length of the feature vector for a single cell reduced from 256 to 59. So it's kind of like this. It kind of reduces the number of features. And then we put the results of the LBP histogram for several objects. The first one is the algae, the second one is the stone, and the third one is coral. We can see their LBP value histogram is a little bit different. In this image, we put them together. We can see that in the value of 13, the coral is larger than the stone, and then the stone is larger than the algae. But in about after 55, the algae is the largest and the coral is the smallest. So we can use this to do the image classification. And then our classification step is, at first we manually choose 20 templates for each species and put their LBP value into the dictionary. For each segmented patch, compare its LBP value with the one in the dictionary. And then expert will revise the mixed classification patch. At last, they will update the template dictionary and calculate the final classification result. So this is our classification result. Our object is find the coral. So in the right picture, the coral is masked with the yellow color. And this is second one, third one, fourth one, last one. And then we want to compare our method with the most famous deep learning method. Deep learning needs a large number of training pictures, especially the ConvNet convolutional neural network is very suitable for our object, but it may need more than hundreds of thousands training samples to make the result better. And that is all my result. Thank you very much for your hearing, and that's all.